All right, the next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Claressa Shields. As you all know, her brother has been arrested in connection with the assault and battery on trainer Brashear Ali. And Claressa Shields recently was at a amateur boxing event where she berated a fighter who won. She said he was trash. She said he sucked. The fighter's mom said, "You're a two-time gold medalist, a professional champion. You're above this. Do you have any advice for my son?" And she said, "No." She said, "I only have advice for my fighters." And she said, "Well, like, people look up to you." Like, and she was like, "Yeah, I look up to me too." So we're going to talk about her, just the recent news surrounding her and the way she's been behaving lately. We'll start one off with Trip.
I'm gonna be honest. I asked for this. I was talking to Caden on the phone, and I believe I was washing dishes, and I just got angry. I got angry. You know why I got angry? Because I went out on a limb. On this show here, we did our top 10 picks, and I put Claressa Shields in my top 10. All my other colleagues looked at me like I was crazy. They was like, "She's cool, bro, but you put a woman in your top 10. Yes, I did. Because I seen promise. I seen you doing something great. And I wanted to promote you being a black woman, coming from Flint, Michigan, being the odds, going through what you went through to be two-time Olympian and then come here to be unified champion, undisputed champion, then going to other weight classes. I was champion for you. But here's the thing that people don't really, but you'll notice this about me. I feel like, forget all your accolades in the ring, you have to be a champion outside the ring also. And you got to carry yourself as one. The things she has been doing, the first couple of things when I seen her, at first when she first came out, Claressa Shields was very humble. She's a very humble girl. Then it seems like the little bit of fame or more money she got, or somebody told her that she has to promote herself a certain way, she felt like she had to talk trash and be a little bit more cocky. But she's doing it to a point where it's becoming disgusting. She was doing it to a point where it's becoming a little bit whack. I want to call it whack. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever see any other fighters acting like this outside the ring. What she did to that lady and she performed and how she acted at that tournament was disgusting. Go back and watch that. It was disgusting. I was hurt. I was like, why are we promoting her? And then I was like, yo, Trill, you promoted her. I was so mad at myself that I backed this lady who was talking and being so disgusting. And the way that she was acting, this isn't something that just happened. This is who you are. You're really a disgusting person, yo. You're really a horrible person, how you talk and how you act. When this whole Brashear thing first came out, how you was talking, how you was acting like you was with it. You was for the smoke. You are a professional. You have to act like a professional. No male fighters is doing this stuff and acting like it. You wouldn't catch an Adrian Broner who people bash doing stuff like this. Deontay Wilder said he wanted to catch a body, but you wouldn't see him acting like this. I get it. You're in a male-dominated sport, so you feel like you got to be a little bit extra, but you don't have to turn yourself into trash. No, sis, you don't got to do that. You could be beloved. People would have beloved you. They would have loved you because you just keep fighting and you kept winning. We get it. People call you ugly, so you feel like you got to do extra stuff to sell. Just go to a dentist. Get rid of them extra teeth. Do something. You know what I'm saying? Go see a dermatologist. Go work on your weave. Go work on how your presence is. I don't know what you got to do, but this way how you acting is bringing out all your. It's making me not like you. It made you look. I never cared about the way you looked. Where everybody else's critics was like, she got to do more, she got to look. Never cared. I never cared. As long as you kept winning. Now I look at you, I see that you're an ugly person inside. It makes you twice as ugly outside. I'm not supporting you no more. I'm not supporting you. I seen that, and I know that this is the person you are. You're not like all these other like Broner. He plays and does that, but he gives back to the kids. It was time he went in the gym with boxes of sneakers to give to a kid that didn't have none, and the kid was crying and thanking him. He didn't even make it a big thing. This is disgusting, Claressa Shields. And I was a champ for you. Nobody else put you in their top 10 pound for pound, but I did. And you let me down. And you let everybody else down that backed you. There's young girls watching you. This is just disgusting.
I just want to make a real serious correction, only because I'm a professional, and I believe, like, one, Claressa Shields was in my first pound for pound, and she was in G's first pound for pound list as well. But it's a what have you done for me lately type of thing, and she was removed from my pound for pound list. Nobody said anything about because she was a woman or anything like that. She was actually in my first top pound for pound list. Go ahead, Ned.
First off, I don't understand. I don't know the ramifications off of growing up and drinking Flint water, but I want to say, Claressa Shields, you're a professional and you have celebrity status, and should be more cautious when how you act in front of cameras and when you're around the public, because you know that will ruin your image. And as of late, you've been. I want to actually also want to go back and take back when I was defending you a couple weeks ago about the incident, not knowing all that had happened until I read all the facts after what I said. And Claressa, you guys just move differently now. You're a professional boxer. You're a celebrity. Your eyes is in the limelight. You're in the limelight, and you have fans. You have a fan base, and how you're acting right now is very nasty and disgusting, like Trill said. And you just gotta learn to eat things. You're a boxer. You handle your business in the ring. You don't go at innocent people in the public. You don't tear down people, even if you feel like what's on your mind. You got to move correctly, and that's all I got to say. You know, I'll step off the Shields train now.
No, and I also want to clarify what you said. I know that y'all had her on y'all originals. I'm talking about that last list y'all picked. When everybody picked their list that went on the show, nobody had Claressa Shields.
She was on my list, bro.
She was on G's list as well.
I don't know.
Also, and I think we put the criteria up there, and like I said, so what have you done for me lately type of thing. But I also just want to clarify, because you said
I got it. Y'all liked it too. But I was saying most guys, if you go on ESPN, you go on Ring Magazine, you go on all these things, she's not there. You know what I'm saying? And people don't even like watching. They say they're not even entertained. I was a champ for women boxing. But go on, G. How you feel, G?
You are a champ for women's boxing. I was a champ for women's boxing. You still promote women's boxing.
I'm just, man. Listen.
We all do. We just. That's why we're disappointed. But go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm not surprised. Like, since the T-Rex documentary about Claressa Shields, she's been like this. You know what I mean? Like, when that scene when the PR person was telling her, you can't talk like this, you can't do this in public, and she was like, why not? You know, like, she wasn't getting it then, and she clearly still hasn't gotten it now, you know? However, though, I'm going to somewhat come to her aid with that video, right? Because I kind of felt like the woman who was recording, the mother, kind of tried to play her, like set her up. You know what I mean? Because you already knew Claressa was like upset. And then you're like, oh, come on, champ. Why don't you give some advice for my son? You already know she's upset. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, if I was Claressa, I would have just walked away. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, clearly she's somewhat of a hothead, right? So you already had her in a negative space, and you're like, in a way, she's almost antagonizing her to continue on in that manner. You know, even though what she was saying could appear positive, at that moment, it wasn't. You know,
At first, I went that road. I went to defend Claressa Shields, but then I was like, I'm an adult.
No, I'm not. Listen, what she did was still wrong. But what I'm saying is, I also believe with it wasn't right what the moms was doing either, man. Like, the moms could have just let it at, like, yo, listen, come on, you're a champion. Show some respect, and left it at that. The fact that the moms was doing, like, flipping it, like,
much respect to you, G. Like, no, of course, much respect to you, G. But you're wrong. You know why? Because she was disrespecting her son.
No, I agree. Listen.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she was disrespecting her son.
Mm-hmm.
Now, any other person, right?
Yep.
Now, you know me, how passionate I am about my kid. Now, say if there was another parent over here and she was bashing my kid's accomplishment because my kid won, and that's not even her kid. It's just a fighter she was working with against my son. Against a fighter she was working with. And she's calling my son garbage and trash and then saying the refs messed up and the judges messed up and all that. And then belittling my kid. And the only thing I said was, Champ, why you have to, Champ, can you give me some response? Nah, I wouldn't use that.
No.
I'm not using that. No, that's a cop-out. That's us reaching.
No. Listen. Again, I'm not justifying her actions in any way. I'm just saying I felt like both parties was wrong in that situation because I just felt like that mother was either trying to get a viral moment from an already upset Claressa Shields.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think she was already
what's
her
the point of
son.
even asking her, knowing that she's already
Because she was trying to, what's the name, diffuse the situation. She
could've just been like,
Claressa Shields
situation
approached
over.
this woman ready to fight. When she had the camera on her, she came with that action ready. Like, what you say? On some action ready to fight. She was really being ignorant. And she was being really classless. She approached this lady had the camera pointing towards her son, and all you hear was the screaming coming from this side. The lady turns the camera and, who is it? Acting a fool. And then when she says something, who comes wanting to bring some smoke and be confrontational?
But I don't think Claressa was trying to insult the moms. It was more or trying to attack the mother in any way. I just felt like Claressa was upset by the decision and got emotionally charged at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
If the mother would have said the wrong thing,
the mother,
she would have hooked off on the mother. I feel. If the mother would have said the wrong thing, the
it's
mother
possible. It's possible. I don't know. I'm just going based upon what I saw, what I seen in that video, and what I seen in that video was an already emotionally upset Claressa Shields. If I was with Claressa, I would have been like, yo, let's just be out. You know what I mean? But she was already in the moment. And then the moms recording her and asking like, oh, you give some advice to my son, Champ, this and that. It's like, yo, come on. You already know she's not going to give the advice that you're looking for unless you're looking for her to say something disrespectful towards your son just so you can get like, you know, a viral moment. And that's what I felt like. I felt like the mother was looking for a viral moment.
Wow. I mean, quite frankly, I just think what you saw was the interaction, with the difference between an adult and a child. Like, truthfully, LeBron James goes to his son's basketball games. Dwayne Wade goes to his son's basketball games. Carmelo Anthony goes to his son's basketball games. Carmelo Anthony is a player who is one of the best offensive players in his time. He's a player who received a max contract from the New York Knicks. He is now a player who's not in the NBA. And I'm sure when he goes to see his son play, every game he hears something negative. He hears someone say something about him. In fact, I showed you guys this video. When LeBron James was playing against Golden State, I believe it was 2016, he was leaving Oracle Arena and a fan yelled at him and said, LeBron, how does it feel to be a P word A B? And LeBron stopped and looked. And security was like, watch your mouth, lady. Watch your mouth, okay? And then they escorted LeBron out. And LeBron just looked and walked away. You know, LeBron's a professional. The stuff they say to him, someone sprayed the N-word on LeBron's property out in Brentwood, California, right? And he had to handle it like a professional. All I'm saying to you is when you're a celebrity, when you're in the public eye, people come at you daily with things you don't like. You think LeBron didn't want to say something to that woman? You think LeBron doesn't want to react certain ways at his game? You think Dwayne Wade doesn't want to react certain ways at his son's game? But what they realize is, regardless of what happens here, I'm going to be at fault. The public's going to watch me, and I can't argue with certain people. LeBron goes to games where they yell at his son, overrated. Overrated. He can't say nothing, but I bet you when he talks to his son, he's like, I've been through this. This is what you got to do. His son has to behave a certain way. What I saw was a mom who saw the champion of the world putting down amateurs and had to remind her as a parent, you're bigger than that. You are the champion of the world. You can't be down here putting down amateurs who are trying to achieve what you accomplished. And then she said to her, reminding her, you're in a position where you give advice to someone like my son. You're in a position where you give advice to all these fighters here. You are the champion of the world. And let's be clear, all the slack I give Deontay Wilder, he would have never done
He
that.
would have never did that.
Yo, look, Deontay Wilder would have been like, I disagree with the decision, you know.
But
and
take
they
the
said,
picture with the kids.
Exactly,
You would have been hugging the kids.
Exactly.
Big old picture with the kids.
The mom would have been like, Deontay, can you give my son advice? He'd be like, absolutely. You know that, G.
Yeah, of course.
Anthony Joshua would have done the same thing. Andy Ruiz would have done the same thing. We can run down the line. All these great champions would have done the same thing. They would have been like, yo, you win some, you lose some, champ. It's amateurs. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd would have never done that. And so I got to look at Claressa Shields and say, you are a champion at an amateur fight, and you felt the need to trash the fighter. The fighter didn't make the decision. The fighter had nothing to do with the decision. Bro, we were at an amateur fight. We were at an amateur fight. We had a $5 bet on one of the amateur fights. You handed me the $5 before the decision even came down, because we all know who won the fight. And there was a robbery, right? Not only did I had to give you your $5 back, I had to give you my $5 knowing I won that bet, right? Did I act a fool? Did I get mad? No, we know what it is. We all know who won, but unfortunately it cost me $5 and it saved you $5. Like, yo, real talk, like, amateur boxing is a joke. We know Floyd should have been a gold medalist. You know, we've seen robberies in amateurs for the longest time, but the one thing you can't overcome is bad character. Like, I can't remember, I think it was Roy Wood Jr. He was on Talent Search, and he had to do his jokes. And B2K, they were the judges. And B2K were like, oh, you suck, you were horrible, and everything, right? And he said he was walking over because he was about to do something to one of them. He said, you got these little punks up here disrespecting what I do for a living. Like, I need this. He said Arsenio Hall grabbed him and said, people will forget a bad performance, but they'll never forget a bad attitude.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And that's what I say to Claressa Shields. People will forget a bad performance, but they'll never forget a bad attitude. Just remember that.
I'll never forget, man. I got to take you off my list. Please, thank you for tuning in to
I
Boxing.
just want to say one last thing. I wasn't justifying Claressa in any way.
Sound like you.
That sound like you was.
No.
The lady said,
Why
"Why
you with that camera on?"
I know.
I was just saying, because remember, I still say I agree with everything that Katie and Trill said. I was just adding on to the fact that I just felt like the mother was almost antagonizing Claressa. But however, Claressa was still at fault, which I stand by since my opening statement.
Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's the Boxing Bros.
Flint still does not have clean water.
It's the water messing around.